In your book there's a recipe for the flu bomb, and the flu bomb has crushed garlic in it. I don't say how much because it depends how much you dare. Some people can handle a couple of cloves, some people can handle only one clove. Also a little bit of grated ginger, sprinkle of cayenne pepper, or half a teaspoon if you can handle it. Drop of eucalyptus oil, only a drop, there's definitely a measurement there. One lady rang up and she said, "Barbara, I can't use this eucalyptus oil." I said, "Why not?" She said, "It says on the bottle, not fit for human consumption." I said, "We're not asking you to drink the bottle." It's one drop. In Australia, you can buy eucalyptus cough lozenges. What do you think's in the cough lozenges? Eucalyptus oil. In a small lab in Southeast Asia, researchers mixed clove extract with lemon juice and put it next to a dish of living human cells. The reaction was so strong that the lead scientist pulled back in shock. He thought it was a mistake, so they did it again and again. 3 times total, every time the same result. They were measuring antioxidant activity, how well something protects your cells from damage caused by pollution, stress, and aging. The data was so good that the scientists called it remarkable. Here is the best part. These 2 ingredients are probably sitting in your kitchen right now. A jar of cloves and a lemon. Nothing fancy, nothing expensive. And researchers are genuinely excited about what happens when they come together. This simple drink targets 2 big problems: chronic inflammation and oxidative stress. By the end of this video, you will understand the science and know exactly how to make it the right way. The discovery that changed how we see these 2 ingredients. Let's start with the clove. The clove is simply the dried, unopened flower bud of a tropical tree native to Indonesia. It is tiny, it is hard, it is brownish red, and it looks almost unremarkable. But inside that little bud lies one of the most intensely studied medicinal compounds in the natural world. Its chemical name is eugenol. Eugenol is the aromatic compound responsible for that warm, spicy, almost sweet fragrance that fills your kitchen when you open a jar of cloves. But more than just a scent, eugenol is the heavy hitter. It is the reason researchers have devoted thousands of hours to studying this humble spice. In laboratory tests, eugenol has been measured as one of the most powerful natural free radical scavengers per gram. That means if you compare it gram for gram to blueberries, to green tea, to acai berries, or even to dark chocolate, clove holds its own right at the very top of the list. But eugenol does not just mop up free radicals. Early research suggests it does so much more. It may help calm the inflammatory cascade that leads to stiff joints and aching muscles. It appears to support a healthy balance between the good and bad bacteria living in your gut. It offers protective effects to your liver, the main filtering organ of your body, and it contributes to healthy circulation, keeping your blood moving smoothly. All of this happens gently, safely, and with a long documented history of culinary use in normal kitchen amounts. Now let's pivot to the lemon. We always hear about vitamin C when we talk about lemons, and yes, that is a huge part of the story. But the lemon is far more than just a vitamin C pill. It is packed with citric acid, which gives it that sharp, tangy bite. It is loaded with flavonoids, which are powerful plant compounds that support your blood vessels, and it contains a specific compound called D-limonene, which is found in the peel and the oil. D-limonene is currently being studied by nutritional biochemists for its role in supporting your liver's natural detoxification pathways. It helps your liver do what it is supposed to do without getting overwhelmed.
And the simple act of drinking warm lemon water upon rising gently wakes up your entire digestive tract. It encourages proper movement in your intestines, preventing that sluggish, heavy feeling that often leads to bloating and constipation. Why lemon unlocks the clove. Both of these ingredients are powerful on their own. You could drink lemon water and get some benefits. You could chew on a dry clove and get some benefits. But here is where everything changes. Here is the axis upon which the entire effectiveness of this drink turns. The acid in the lemon is the biological key that unlocks the medicine sealed inside the clove. Here is the problem. Without lemon, your digestive tract absorbs only a miserly fraction of the eugenol. The oils are locked tightly inside the hard, fibrous structure of the dried bud. Plain hot water, which is mostly water, struggles to pull those oils out because oils and water do not naturally mix. But the moment you squeeze fresh lemon juice into warm clove water, a quiet but pivotal chemical reaction begins. The citric acid acts like a natural solvent. It breaks open the plant cell walls. It disrupts the bonds holding the oils in place. The eugenol is released into the liquid in a form your body can actually absorb. Your gut lining can pull in significantly more of that medicine than it ever could from a clove alone. And then the clove returns the favor to the lemon. Vitamin C is notoriously unstable. It breaks down rapidly when exposed to heat, light, or the harsh acidic environment of your stomach. But the antioxidant properties of eugenol act as a sacrificial shield. It takes the hit, it oxidizes first, protecting the vitamin C so that more of it actually passes through your stomach intact and reaches your small intestine, where it gets absorbed into your bloodstream alive and active. This is what scientists call synergy. 1 + 1 = 10. Two ingredients amplifying each other in a way that neither can achieve alone. This ancient secret, this duality, has been quietly sitting in spice cabinets and fruit bowls across the world for generations, just waiting for modern science to validate it and for someone to explain it to you clearly. The minute-by-minute timeline inside your body. Now, let's get into the most exciting part. Let's walk through exactly what happens inside your body minute by minute after you take that first warm sip. Understanding this timeline is important because it helps you trust the process. In the very first minute, the warm liquid coats your mouth, your throat, and the lining of your stomach. This is not just about temperature. The volatile oils are absorbed directly into the rich network of blood vessels under your tongue, bypassing your digestive tract entirely. Many people notice a clean, fresh, almost tingling sensation immediately. It is a natural breath freshener, and that fresh feeling can actually linger in your mouth and throat for hours. Between minute 3 and minute 5, the mixture reaches the fundus of your stomach. Here, the eugenol begins to gently relax the smooth muscle tissue. It calms any microspasms that might have been causing early morning queasiness or vague abdominal tension. Simultaneously, the citric acid interacts with the cells in your stomach lining, providing a gentle, natural stimulus to awaken your digestive juices. If you typically rise with a heavy, leaden sensation in your gut, that feeling often begins to noticeably soften during this window. Many regular drinkers describe it as a quiet sigh of relief emanating from deep inside the belly. And here is the unexpected gut effect I promised you. Eugenol appears to interact with the lining of your intestines in a way that favors the environment for friendly bacteria. It makes the terrain slightly less hospitable to gas-producing problematic bacteria. For individuals who have grappled with chronic bloating, erratic bowel movements, or undigested food particles for years, this rebalancing is frequently the very first positive change they consciously register. Sometimes they notice it within the first 3 to 5 days. Between minute 6 and minute 10, this is the moment that astounds virtually everyone the very first time they try this combination. A clean, steady, and surprisingly gentle wave of energy begins to rise through your torso and radiate outward. This is not the jittery cortisol-spiking rush of a double espresso. It is not the sharp, reactive spike and impending crash of a sugary breakfast pastry. This is a grounded, focused, cognitive alertness. The dense morning fog that usually lingers over your thoughts begins to dissipate like mist under a rising sun. Your eyelids feel less heavy. Your thinking sharpens. You may find yourself reaching for your to-do list with a clarity that was absent just 10 minutes prior. In the first 30 minutes, the lemon and clove reach your liver. Your liver works quietly every second of every day. It filters environmental pollutants, metabolizes medications, recycles old blood cells, and regulates blood sugar. And for many people over 50, this overachieving organ has been performing these Herculean tasks with virtually no targeted nutritional support for decades. The D-limonene and eugenol interact with the enzymes in your liver in a modulatory way. They do not overload the system. They simply offer gentle, consistent support, encouraging efficient processing without overburdening the organ. The long-term shifts. What happens over days and weeks? By the end of the very first day, many people notice that their morning bowel movement feels distinctly more complete and effortless. Hydration levels, measured by skin turgor and urinary clarity, often improve as the body retains water more efficiently. The unpleasant, metallic, or bitter taste that frequently accompanies morning breath is notably reduced. After 3 days, a fascinating shift occurs in glycemic regulation. Several users report that their blood sugar levels become more stable throughout the day. The wild swings that leave them tired and hungry in the mid-afternoon start to soften. The 4 p.m. cookie craving, the one that drives you toward the vending machine, fades on its own. It is not willpower, it is your chemistry responding to the flavonoids and the mild effect of eugenol on glucose absorption. After 1 week, many people start to register a quieter, more harmonious body. The morning stiffness that used to require 10 minutes of limbering and groaning to fade now resolves in just a minute or two. Some mornings you get out of bed and you suddenly realize with a start that nothing actually hurts. There is a profound psychological relief in that discovery. You are not dreading the day, you are ready for it. After 1 month, your skin often becomes the primary storyteller of this internal shift. The skin is, after all, the mirror of the liver. As hepatic function is supported and systemic inflammation decreases, the skin's clarity improves. The complexion tends to look clearer, brighter, and less congested. Colleagues, friends, and family members will begin to ask pointedly, "What exactly have you been doing lately?" You look rested. You look vibrant. After 3 months, and I have heard this narrative repeated countless times across a wide demographic, your annual wellness biomarkers may paint a strikingly different picture. Energy remains steady from dawn to dusk. Digestion operates like clockwork. Body weight may slowly, naturally adjust toward your ideal set point without the misery of restrictive dieting. I have had viewers tell me that their physician literally paused while reading their lab results, looked over their glasses, and asked with genuine curiosity what lifestyle changes they had implemented. And in that moment, you will remember this video. You will think of that little forgotten jar of cloves resting at the back of your pantry. The exact morning recipe, step by step. Now with the why thoroughly established, let me show you the exact precise preparation protocol. This is not complicated, but the details matter. The wrong method gives you flavored water. The right method gives you a powerful biological signal. First, measure 1 standard cup of clean filtered water. That is about 250 milliliters. Pour it into a small pot or a mug and heat it gently. The temperature is critical. It must be warm, but never rolling or bubbling. The ideal threshold is roughly the same heat you would use for a delicate green tea. Think of a comfortable cup of tea that you can sip immediately without burning your tongue. If the water is steaming but not boiling, you are in the right zone. Boiling water is the enemy. It will destroy the vitamin C and break down the eugenol. Take exactly 2 whole dried cloves, not 3, not 5, and absolutely not the pre-ground powder. 2 whole cloves. The dosage window is critical for safety and efficacy. More is definitively not better. Nature gives us a specific dose for a reason. Respect it. Lightly crush the 2 cloves before adding them to the water. You can use the flat side of a large knife, a mortar and pestle, or even the back of a heavy spoon. The goal is not to pulverize them into dust. You just want to fracture the outer husk and crack the internal resin ducts so the oils can escape. If you grind them too fine, the liquid becomes bitter and gritty. A gentle crack is all you need. Place the crushed cloves into your warm water. Now here is the step that almost everyone forgets. Cover the cup tightly with a small saucer or a lid. I cannot stress this enough. The healing oils in clove are highly volatile. They evaporate with the steam. If you do not cover it, all the good stuff literally goes up into the air, and you are left with nothing but water that vaguely smells like clove. Cover it. Trap those vapors. Force them to condense back into the liquid. Let it steep, covered, for exactly 7 to 10 minutes. After the steeping time is complete, squeeze the juice of exactly half of a fresh organic lemon directly into the warm clove water. It is imperative that you use a real, freshly cut fruit. Bottled lemon juice is pasteurized, which kills the active enzymes. It is also loaded with preservatives like sodium metabosulfite, which may interfere with the delicate biochemical synergy we are trying to achieve. Squeeze it fresh right into the cup. Finally, drink the entire mixture slowly. Sip it mindfully. Do not gulp it down like a shot of whiskey. Sip it over a few minutes. And most importantly, drink it on a completely empty stomach. This means it must come before your coffee, before your breakfast, before your morning supplements. It must be the absolute first thing that enters your digestive tract in the morning. That is everything. 2 cloves, half a lemon, 1 cup of warm water, 10 minutes of steeping. That is the whole recipe. The 3 silent mistakes that destroy the benefits. Now let me detail the 3 devastating mistakes that will silently and completely annihilate the potency of this drink. These are the traps that 9 out of 10 people fall into the very first time they try this. The first mistake is using boiling water. I know I mentioned it earlier, but it bears repeating. Water at a rolling boil, which is 212 degrees Fahrenheit, instantly denatures the heat label vitamin C. It causes rapid thermal oxidation of eugenol into less active compounds. The liquid may still smell like cloves, but the molecular structure has been compromised. You have essentially killed the medicine. Warm water only. If you accidentally boil it, just let it cool down for a few minutes until it stops steaming before you add the cloves. The second mistake is adding sugar, honey, maple syrup, or any artificial sweetener. I understand the impulse to sweeten the sharpness. Your palate is used to sweet things in the morning, but introducing simple sugars at this early morning juncture triggers an immediate insulin spike. That spike disrupts the cortisol awakening response. It counteracts the very metabolic reset we are trying to achieve. It feeds the inflammatory pathways we are trying to calm. If the taste is initially too aggressive, Do not sweeten it. Reduce the lemon to a quarter piece for the first week. Just a tiny squeeze. Your taste buds have a remarkable ability to adapt to natural sourness. Within 5 days, you will actually start to crave that sharp, clean taste. Your palate resets. The third mistake is using ground clove powder. Ground clove powder, even when stored in an airtight container, loses the vast majority of its volatile essential oil content within 60 to 90 days of grinding. The active eugenol oxidizes rapidly upon exposure to air. It goes rancid and dead. Whole cloves retain their medicinal integrity for 2 to 3 years. Always, always use the whole bud. If you buy ground cloves, do not bother. Buy the whole dried buds and crush them fresh every single morning. That is the only way to guarantee potency. Before you close this video, I want you to engage in a small, decisive act of clarity. Pause and answer one single question in the comments section below. In just 1 or 2 words, articulate what your body needs most urgently right now. Is it better digestion? Is it less pain? Is it more energy? Is it a clearer mind? Or perhaps calmer mornings? Write it down. The moment you condense that vague, heavy, generalized discomfort into a specific written word, something shifts within your neural circuitry.